TYT Sports, so if there's going to be one headline that is literally going to be stuffed in our faces and dragged down our throats, it's that, well, if you didn't know, there are two brothers that are going to be in the Super Bowl. That is the headline that will literally crush you and will make you change the channel every time you put on a sports network. But firstly, the 49ers faced off against the Falcons. They were down 17-0 early. Julio Jones had 100 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns just in the first quarter alone, while the 49ers had, well, -2 total yards of offense. Obviously, they would turn it around. So let me break down a few interesting little possessions here. Now, after Julio Jones' second touchdown, it was an 11-play, 85-yard drive for the 49ers in which LaMichael James, who's basically laughing at Brandon Jacobs, scored the touchdown. So now it's 17-7. Atlanta 3-and-out, a 7-play, 76-yard drive. Colin Kaepernick to Vernon Davis. What a coming out party again for Vernon Davis. He had a horrible end. Maybe you could even say a horrible second half to the season this year. Coming out party for him. Great game. Over 100 receiving yards for the tight end. He would score on that play. And then Atlanta, they would answer with a 7-play, 75-yard drive. Ryan to Gonzalez right before halftime. Would it be Tony Gonzalez's last game? Well, he has a lot of time to think about it. In the third quarter, an opening drive touchdown for San Francisco. Atlanta on their next possession, turnover by Matt Ryan. I mean, it was totally unlucky because Roddy White fell. Anthony Culver picks off the pass. 49ers obviously get the ball back. And what do? Well, David Akers, who has been so iffy this year, you know, he hit he tied the NFL record, was it 63-yard field goal, I believe, against Green Bay prior to halftime in that game. Asante Samuel starts talking shit to him as he's walking onto the field, about to line up for the kick. It doinks off of the left post, doesn't go in. So now Atlanta gets has the next possession, turnover with Matt Ryan fumbling the snap. We go into the fourth quarter. A huge penalty as what is his name? Cliff Matthews has a personal foul penalty by literally going over the top and hitting Colin Kaepernick's face mask. Was it weak? Yeah, maybe a little, but unfortunately, it's part of the rules of the game. And, well, they got penalized 15 yards. The drive stays alive. Kaepernick to Crabtree. He fumbles at the 1-yard line, courtesy of Dante Robinson. So Atlanta gets the ball back. They go 3-and-out. A 3rd-and-8 pass gets about 6 yards, I believe. A down-and-out towards the near sideline to Tony Gonzalez. He gets ran out of bounds. So now San Francisco. They are trailing in this game still. They then score the go-ahead with Frank Gore, so it's 28-23. Now, this is one of the more controversial plays that occurred in this game. Matt Ryan goes down the right sideline to Harry Douglas. If you were watching this game and you were like me, you probably thought there is no fucking way this was a catch, because he has it. When it hits the ground, it looks like the ball moves. It seems like that wouldn't be a catch. However, they get Mike Pereira on, who has been very solid. He says that it is a catch. And then Jim Harbaugh, if you didn't see it, I'll throw a link in the description below of one of the best gifts you will ever see in your life. He freaked out after that was called a catch. The drive stays alive for Atlanta. A few plays later, Ryan gets hit on a pass and catch to Jason Snelling. His left shoulder gets ran. I feel like I just whistled. His left shoulder gets ran into the field. Now, if you notice when he is going back to the huddle, he's holding his arm like this because it looks like his collarbone is just completely broken. After that, he looks for Roddy White. This is the biggest play of the game. He looks for Roddy White. Well, it wasn't even a first down, but as he's in the shotgun formation, his arm is still like this. So you see him catch the ball literally with one hand and throw it like his arm is in a sling. So kudos to Matt Ryan for staying out there. He's obviously, you know what, a one-handed Matt Ryan is probably better than a two-handed armed Josh McCown, healthy. Navarro Bowman breaks up the pass with his left hand on the Roddy White, looking for Roddy White. If you notice Tony Gonzalez on the sidelines, he said to Roddy White, "I was wide open. I was wide open." They kept showing it over and over. So, unfortunately, for the Atlanta Falcons and their fans. They will have to wait yet another year to get back to the Super Bowl, which would be, I believe, for their second time in team history. Julio Jones, again, 100 receiving yards in the first quarter, 148 total. San Francisco's defense allowed how many points in the second half? 0. And Colin Kaepernick, his 9th career start. After the first 2 drives, he went 15 of 18, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers. The 49ers are in the Super Bowl for the first time in 18 years, their 6th time in franchise history. Again, the biggest comeback in NFC Championship game history. So what do you guys think about all this? How do you feel about their matchup against the Ravens? Leave all your thoughts in the comments section below and subscribe to DYT Sports.